This Ghanaian entertainment pundit who goes by the name Kweku Ola Michael is implying that Nigeria industry will soon, more or less, for lack of a better word, go down because we will now have in abundance or will have so much that people will be looking for something new and then they will turn to Ghana movies because, according to him, Nigerians like the way Ghanaians talk. What caught my attention is that he said our industry, Nigerian's industry, entertainment industry, is suffering. Now, coming from someone whose industry is going into extinction, it's just really bold of him. Unless suffering has another meaning, because the only meaning of suffering now, at this moment, is your industry. You're struggling and suffering for Nigerian industry when comparing to yours. This is really funny. Now, what do you call a situation when one sits on a platform to insinuate that they are, waiting for you, more or less waiting for you to go down because of some unintelligent submission in their head? That is only when that happens, that's when, they will rise. Is that not what Nigerians call not be juju be that? Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Osih-Oyelude. Thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, someone sits on a platform, confidently opens his mouth to boldly insinuate that an industry where people put their sweat, like invest sweat, blood, resources, time, and insinuate that that industry will soon go down, while theirs that is doing absolutely nothing will rise because of some whack reason in their head. This whole industry could go down for a very long time. With this mindset, which I clearly see amongst them all, they will not even rise anytime soon. Now, you see why I said that some of these, as in like in my previous videos, that some of these people just want to see Nigeria down in whatever way. If not, just tell me, what is the meaning of this?
Now, the reason why they are suffering is because Showmax is giving cheaper rates, and then YouTube is getting much of the films. So even though you think Nigerians are thriving, they are struggling. And I said it yesterday that you wait, just wait. The plenitude of supply will affect their demand, and people will be looking elsewhere for film, and Ghana will be ready for them. We have been there before. We got to a point when we were shooting back to back, and Nigerians were all running here. They came to learn filmmaking here. Ask the Nigerians, they'll tell you their history. This is where they learn filmmaking from. But what? Because they have the numbers, we don't. That's the disadvantage. But I can also add that when you want to shoot a film in Ghana, it's more expensive than shooting in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you give me 100,000 cities, I can shoot just one film in Ghana, but I can shoot like 4 in Nigeria with big stars. But I can tell you that when Ghana film industry, when things get better, the Nigerians will all run to watch our films and not we running to watch them because they love the way we talk.
No.
Mind you, this is coming from a popular entertainment pundit in their country. Really? I clearly have not been paying attention to these people. Really, I haven't. It's just how they are. Anyway, let's deal with this video. We're just going to take it, short clips, here and there, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Now let's go.
The reason why they are suffering is because Showmax is giving cheaper rates, and then YouTube is getting much of the films. So even though you think Nigerians are thriving, they are struggling.
You see, I'm not even interested with the Netflix and Showmax BS that he's talking about. I'm really not. What caught my attention is that he said our industry, Nigerian's industry, entertainment industry, is suffering. Now, coming from someone whose industry is going into extinction, it's just really bold of him. Unless suffering has another meaning, because the only meaning of suffering now, at this moment, is your industry. The nerve of you to say that our industry is struggling. You're struggling and suffering for Nigerian industry when comparing to yours. This is really funny. Again, coming from people who can barely, release a film in 1 year, it's really laughable to say the least. Really, really laughable.
And I said it yesterday that You wait. Just wait. The plenitude of supply will affect their demand. And people will be looking elsewhere for film. And Ghana will be ready for them.
So without evidence or facts to back his unfounded submission, he's so sure that the plenitude of supply will affect demand of Nigerian movies. Then according to him, we will now be looking to Ghana because they will be ready at that time. Nigeria will be down, they will be ready. So if you know so much about what is going to affect Nigerian's industry, how come you have no idea how to solve the problem facing your industry now? So if I understand him well, by plenitude of supply affecting demand of Nigerian movies, this Ghanaian entertainment pundit who goes by the name Kweku Ola Michael is implying that Nigeria industry will soon, more or less, for lack of a better word, go down because we will now have in abundance, or will have so much that people will be looking for something new, and then they will turn to Ghana movies because, according to him, Nigerians like the way Ghanaians talk. So with that, our industry will go down, theirs will rise. Now, does that even make any economic sense? You see how these people use emotions to do business rather than putting in the works? Like, does that even make any economic sense? Listen to him again.
We have been there before. We got to a point when we were shooting back to back and Nigerians were all running here. They came to learn filmmaking here. Ask the Nigerians, they'll tell you their history. This is where they learn filmmaking from. But what? Because they have the numbers, we don't. That's the disadvantage. But I can also add that when you want to shoot a film in Ghana, it's more expensive than shooting in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you give me 100,000 cities, I can shoot just one film in Ghana, but I can shoot like 4 in Nigeria with big stars. But I can tell you that when Ghana film industry, when things get better, the Nigerians will all run to watch our films and not we running to watch them because they love the way we talk.
Mr. Man, who came to learn from you people? You see, these are the senseless narratives that they've pushed for a very long time, because I have never heard any Nigerian producers say that they went to learn filmmaking in Ghana. Like, what film school do you have? How many movies were you producing before that time that Nigerian producers came to shoot in Ghana that year? You see, this thing they lie about happened I'm talking about within the last 20 years, not far in history. Like, we already had sense when all these things were happening. We all know what happened. We all know what happened like it was just yesterday. Now, why try to change history? An already thriving industry needed another, more like cheaper location to shoot their movies. Automatically, they came to learn from you. You see, and this era we're talking about is 2006, 2007 here, when filmmakers like Frank Raja Rase went to produce, they started going to Ghana to produce because they were looking for cheaper location. And while they are there, they started incorporating Ghanaian actors into mainstream Nollywood. And when you say you have been there before, what exactly do you mean? Nigerian producers were practically taking their productions to Ghana because it was relatively cheaper for them to shoot in Ghana at that time. Like, are you guys joking? It was just like a place of convenience for them at that time. This is just freaking less than 20 years ago. Even they brought about the collaboration that made some of your people stars. The nerve of you to say that established producers who just found a suitable and cheaper location came to learn, really? Frank Raja Rase, Pascal Manfo came to learn? When in fact, they came to use your location, taught you people, and in the end, made some of your people stars.
There was a certain time where there was a collaboration between Nigerians and Ghanaians that was heading for better waters. And we all invested our emotions and our economy in that collaboration. And we didn't need anybody with ulterior motives or the politics or the naysayers to come between us because it was thriving and working organically. And it was going for higher ground. People, some of your biggest talent came from that collaboration.
Very true.
Some of them, true. They were in obscurity till that collaboration. Why end it?
Yeah.
Because somebody spoke the wrong word and somebody got emotional. Now, this is the difference between us and you. We don't get emotional about money. I can sit here and do business with my worst enemy and still not be in a social circle, but everybody wants to be involved with everybody's insecurities. Yeah. Can we have a common ground where we say, F our personal life, let's focus on the ball? Yeah. As a collective, we'll move. As a collective, we can force any leadership to sit down. We force leadership to sit down on our place. We force superstructures to sit down in our place. We force narratives across Africa to sit down on our place because we went as a consensus. Oh yeah. If they learned the principle and power behind the consensus, they would not have messed up that collaboration. Wow. And then since that time, it's been downhill.
It has.
Am I wrong or right?
You're right.
To add to what Jim Ike said, this partnership significantly boosted the career of a lot of people in that country. I'm talking about Van Vika, Majid Michel, Jackie Appiah, Yvonne Nelson, Nadia Buhari, John Dumelo, and a host of others. They were beneficiary, of this partnership. And again, many Ghanaian films produced during this time were copyrighted to Nollywood. Yes, and distributed by Nigerian marketers, primarily due to Nigeria's larger market. That was how some of them blew here. As a journalist, I remember this very, very, very clear. I've been covering entertainment for a very long time. So you will not distort history. They only went there to shoot and came back. Now tell me, after you guys messed up that collaboration because of the greed of some of you, Nigerian producers or filmmakers left. Tell me the resultant effect of that pullout. It is where they left your industry. You can see there's little or no change. The new crop of actors we knew then are the ones that are still acting now. Just a few of them, new ones, and they are known now because they are acting in Nigeria. It's not about cho-cho-cho. Just show working. We just really need to be careful how we use words. Because I will not sit down to say this if you guys don't say. You talk, we will respond. Again, if you know that it's cheaper to shoot in Nigeria than Ghana, don't you see where the problem of your industry is? You're not seeing that. But you seem to know what is wrong with Nigeria.
So quality is not something you should even talk about now. Look, Ghanaian quality is higher than Nigerian quality. I wonder why people make Nigerians look so different. Ghanaian quality is higher. Okay. Now, the reason why the investor is not willing to invest because I've said it and repeating, he doesn't know how he's going to make his money back. And me as a producer, I can't convince you. I don't want to lie to you.
Now, this is another line they use to deceive themselves with absolutely nothing to show for it. Nothing. Your quality is better than Nigerian quality. Really? You do quality so much, but you cannot make money from it. Does that even make sense? People don't watch it. So you produce quality more than Kemi Adetiba, more than Funke Akindele, more than Mo Abudu, more than Kule Afolanyo, more than Tunde Kilani, more than Izu Ojuku, more than Femi Adebayo of 7 Doors, Toyin Abraham, Mercy Aigbe, Omoni Obudi, Uche Mbunabo, Biodun Stevens, Uche Jumbo, Bolanle Austin Peters, Lateef Adedimeji, Ramsey Noah, Niyi Akumolayan, Toka Magwarawa, Tokpe Oshin, Ruth Kadiri, Jade Oshibero, just to mention a few. You produce quality more than these people? I did not even mention those new filmmakers like Bimbo Ademoye, Uche Montana, Uche Nancy, Sandra Kunzua, Maurice Sam, Stan Nze and the wife, Blessing, and a whole lot more that you guys know I'm not mentioning. You sit down and want to downplay their achievement. That is just so disgusting. For people who barely have anything to show in recent times, you're better, you produce quality more than they really. Tell me which filmmakers in Ghana and their jobs, recent times, can genuinely match those ones that I mentioned in Nigeria. Tell me. You want to psych yourself instead of telling yourself the truth. Talk about your industry. you just sometimes make a fool of yourselves when you want to compare both, because there is no level to compare at all. Nowhere. You can't compare. What do you want to achieve? We produce more quality than them. Like, really? Don't you even feel ashamed saying that? Like, you look at the things coming out every day, even the lowest budget movie in Nigeria, the one, most of them on YouTube. Which, tell me, since you guys are the ones that always go there, you want to, when people talk, it's like they're bullying you people. Meanwhile, tell me why you would sit down and say a thing like that when you know it's absolutely untrue, when you know you're lying, because you have nothing to show for it. What do you have to show for it that you will sit down and make such a reckless statement? One of the other pundits, I think his name is George Kwe or something, says Nigerian producers are now using Ghana actors now again because Ghana actors have something Nigerian actors don't have. Can you imagine that? Like, your actors are better than Nigerians. So Nigerian filmmakers are not using Nigerians again. They're going to bring your people. Meanwhile, your people they packed their bags from Ghana to Nigeria, hustling to get roles, to act. There's nothing wrong with that. They have Nigerians who are in Hollywood hustling to get roles too. But you won't see Nigerians sit down here and say they are coming to take Nigerian actors. Hollywood people are coming to take Nigerian actors because Nigerian actors have what they don't have. Yes. Or because you people don't want to agree that there's a way that Nigeria is still helping people's lives. Like, you sit in Ghana and want to talk down on Nigerian actors. Oh, you think the Nigerian producers are sourcing them from Ghana? No, your people are packing their bags to Nigeria to hustle, to get roles. Gloria Safo attested to that. You see, behaviors like this, utterances like this, can create that division again in a relationship they're trying to build back. If you're waiting for Nigerian industry to more or less go down before yours can rise, yours will not rise. It's just a basic law of nature. Your mindset of wanting others to go down because of plenitude of supply will not make yours rise. God doesn't like ugly. He doesn't. It is what is in your mind that that will manifest what you're wishing others, that will manifest for your industry. And you can clearly see it. Unfortunately, that is what is happening. You see, these are people on a daily basis are speaking about how their industry is dying and how they want to revive it and how they crave for more collaboration with Nigeria. Like before, the same people are wishing for the industry that they wish to work with to come down so that theirs can come up. You think it works that way? You guys are just a bunch of jokes. You forget that sometimes to make it big, you still need people with the numbers. And it's the same people who you want to fall down, that you want to patronize your movies. Nigerians were watching your movies before because of collaboration, which in itself is not a bad thing. Because Nigerian filmmakers were bringing your movies to Nigeria to market. So a lot of Nigerians fell in love with it. But they're not doing that again. After the fallout and everything, they're not doing that again. You think they would take that risk again after what happened? I don't think so, because there are a lot of movies in Nigeria to be marketed. Anyone who wants to collaborate or do any movie will have to come to Nigeria. Well, that's the way it is at the moment. Our currency devaluation in this regard is more or less a blessing in disguise because it's cheaper to shoot in Nigeria at the moment. You see, before the good days of collaboration between Nigeria and Ghana, these two countries, there was no bad blood. And no one felt any, negative way for others. It was just so easy. And it felt good to collaborate without one, having any negative or feeling any type of way. Now, so much has been happening, exposed by social media and the behavior of reckless, talkers like these ones, who have over the years spoilt the organic relationship that existed between both countries. It now feels awkward to work together. Sadly. Because tomorrow one will come out and say, they thought you. Typical of some of them. Pull him down syndrome. They want to bring you down. Can you imagine? They want you to go down before theirs can come up. wishful thinkers. Well, let's see how this behavior will help all of us. Let's see. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.